Faherty has some good news. Their best-selling Legend sweater shirt back in stock, all new colors. FahertyBrand.com, code HERD20 for 20% off. Today we're going to do the three-word game. Today the AFC, tomorrow the NFC. Three-word game on free agency and the off-season. There's been a lot of moves, and here we go. Let's start with the Chargers. Three-word game for the Los Angeles Chargers. Bolt of lightning. Added Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, Gerald Everett. They are all in because of Justin Herbert's rookie contract. Khalil Mack, a great run defender, put him opposite of Bosa, who can now not be double-teamed on every snap. That's seen as a pretty safe bet. Plus, J.C. Jackson was one of the great playmaking corners in the NFL. Surprisingly, the Patriots let him go. Raiders, Up and Adams, as in wide receiver Devontae Adams. They gave up a first and a second-round pick. Now, they have to still re-sign Derek Carr. But when you add him with Darren Waller, the tight end, and a great slot receiver in Hunter Renfrow and Derek Carr, who I view as a top 10 to 12 quarterback, guaranteed production. Kid's got a great work ethic, tremendous locker room presence. Love the move. Broncos, Rocky Mountain High. Listen, they've had 11 different starting quarterbacks since Peyton Manning retired. Forget Elway. That's tied for the most in the NFL. An offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson. The most underrated signing of the entire offseason is defensive tackle DJ Jones from the Niners. A tremendously disruptive young defensive lineman. Randy Gregory had a half dozen sacks for the Cowboys. So they went and got impact guys in two key areas, quarterback and defensive front. Chiefs, over the hill. All right, they lost Tyreek Hill, but they did bring in Juju Smith-Schuster, who had over 90 catches a couple of years ago as a slot receiver. They brought in MVS Marquise Valdez-Scantling. They brought in a great safety in Justin Reed. And by the way, they lost Honey Badger, but they replaced him. They lost Tyreek Hill. They didn't get equal value, but they have 12 draft picks. They're going to be fine. They won't be as fast on the perimeter. They're going to be just fine. How about Titans? Hold the line. Listen, they're trying to stay healthier, more beat-up team in the league. They went and got offense. They went and got a tackle. They got Robert Woods. They got Austin Hooper. They're just trying to maintain that number one seed. They attacked the offensive side of the ball, which I think we would all acknowledge was the place to go. Colts, buying on Ryan. Third-round pick for Matt Ryan. I'm in. He leads the NFL, believe it or not, in passing yards over the last 6 NFL seasons. I bet you didn't know that. Jags. Hey, big spender. $175 million. Overpaid for Christian Kirk. Like him, don't love him. Wild spending. By the way, in the history of free agency, you know who spent the most money? Jacksonville. Hasn't paid off. Texans. Houston of doubt. Hey, they're rebuilding. Second-year quarterback Davis Mills. Now, he did lead all rookies with 4 300-yard games. Stanford kid who was hurt in college. I don't know. They got a bunch of picks. Let's watch it for a year and see what they do. I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion other than I like when young quarterbacks are given opportunities. Let's cross our fingers with him. Steelers. Welcome to Mitchburg. Mitch Trubisky. He also gets an upgraded offensive line, a star at running back and tight end that are young and not yet being paid a lot. Their salaries are mostly on the defensive side. So they're not going to ask Mitch Trubisky to win shootouts. Can he run the offense, be athletic, not make mistakes? Absolutely. Browns. Baker out, Watson. Deshaun Watson. Now, he's going to face a suspension, likely 6 to 8 games. They guaranteed all the money. The expectations are huge. I have my doubts about the big picture success, but he is a remarkable talent, and they'll be better offensively. Question is, with what you're paying him, how long can you keep Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb? How long can you keep some of your offensive linemen? Bengals changing their stripes. Very tepid, very conservative franchise. Upgraded big time on the offensive line. I love these moves. They're not being discussed. I love what they did. Lyle Collins, right tackle, upgrade. 2 guards, Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, upgrades. I thought they did a great job. A couple years ago, they upgraded on the defensive side. It paid off. They had a very good pass rush this year. So Cincinnati's on the way up. Ravens, Baltimore, or less. Hey, they signed a number 1 safety, Marcus Williams, and they had the worst pass defense in the league. Truth is, if they can stay healthy, they'll be better. Tennessee and Baltimore fell apart last year. San Francisco did 2 years ago. They can't be that unlucky this year. Bills. Von the move. Von Miller, 6 years, $120 million. More than I would have wanted to pay, but they're going to have the lead in most big games, and he is a great closer. I like it. Patriots. Thanks for nothing. Mac Jones. His leading receiver is Jacoby Myers. I don't get it. I'm flummoxed. I know they spent money last year, but I don't get it. Jets. No flight plan. Listen, they missed out on Tyreek Hill. Elijah Moore, Braxton Berrios are their receivers. That just doesn't feel good enough to me. I have my doubts about the franchise going forward. That's all I'll say. And Dolphins, South Beach Surge. Listen, it's a make-or-break year for Tua. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Cedric Wilson. They upgraded at running back with Chase Edmonds, Mike Gesicki, the tight end, an extension. Say what you want. They have moved and pivoted quickly to offense. New offensive coach. I'm excited. We'll see how it works. Tired of waiting around for hot water? Go to Navien. Local rebates, too. Navien with tanklessmadesimple.com. Good show today. Albert Burr, Antoine Walker, Joel Klatt, Alexi Lawless. World Cup, baby. It's getting close. Colin wrong. We do it every Monday at this time. There's always plenty of both, and here we go.
Where Colin was right?
I don't like underdogs, and I think the NCAA Selection Committee overwhelmingly, year after year, nails it with their seeding. And what do you know? We end up with 4 blue bloods. Yes, Duke is in, Nova's in, Kansas is in, and even though North Carolina is in, they're really playing their best basketball now. It wasn't that they were poorly seeded. Nothing against St. Peter's, but I don't want to see St. Peter's. I think the story's fine. TV ratings indicate this will be a highly rated Final Four because it has big brands. The NCAA Selection Committee, I just think it's too easy to rip the NCAA. It's just low-hanging fruit. Let's rip them. They overwhelmingly do an amazing job organizing this tournament, creating this tournament. It pays for everything they do all year. So let me be the first person, maybe the only person to say the NCAA does a lot of good things for young people in America. This has been an amazing tournament. And once again, they got the seeding right. 4 blue bloods.
Where Colin was wrong.
I was shocked to see Deshaun Watson go to Cleveland. I thought Atlanta was a better fit. His quarterback coach lives there. He played collegiately in that footprint geographically. He was a ball boy for the Atlanta Falcons. Cleveland, to me, was a total outlier. But you know what? I can admit Cleveland is better in terms of personnel. Atlanta's in a rebuild. Carolina's in a rebuild. Cleveland's not. Cleveland has a Super Bowl roster if they can get the quarterback position right. So I didn't see it coming. Came out of the blue, and I was wrong.
Where Colin was right?
Bronco head coach Nathaniel Hackett yesterday quoted saying, Russell Wilson and I communicate nonstop, constantly, all day. We're joined at the hip. This has been something this show has been on for several years. Mike Zimmer and Kirk Cousins didn't get along. Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson had their battles. Vic Fangio, allergic to offense. If you're going to make a mistake in coaching and you have a really good quarterback, go offensive. And Nathaniel Hackett acknowledging we are basically inseparable. There is something about quarterback and quarterback coaches and offensive guys. They speak a different language. They're more daring. They're more comfortable around each other. And this proving it once again.
Where Colin was wrong.
When Brad Stevens moved upstairs for the Celtics and Danny Ainge left, I thought the Celtics window was closed and they were kind of adrift. What were they? Well, what they are in the last 25 games is 22-3. Now, it is the regular season. but they have hammered good teams like Utah and Memphis. Their chemistry is fantastic. I just didn't know what to make. They were signaling it's over. Brad Stevens, a great young coach, go upstairs and wear a tie. What? Danny Ainge made good moves. See ya. I thought it felt like they were going to move the pieces. Nope, they doubled down on Marcus and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and they are a fantastic team. Now, I don't think they'll win. They are a number one seed. I don't think they'll win the East, but clearly they knew what they were doing with their choices.
Where Colin was right.
Longtime Packer beat writer Tom Silverstein wrote a story last week that highlighted something I've talked about for years. Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers were not close. That's why it was much easier for Davante Adams to leave. Davante Adams, according to the story, was not into the celebrity stuff, not into the publicity. He's a family guy. He just wanted to be close to family. And once again, it paints Aaron Rodgers as disconnected and aloof and into Aaron. Listen, the contract he signed meant a lot to Aaron. He wanted to get paid. I don't hold it against him. But that was always going to be an issue if you want to sign great wide receiver talent, including Davante Adams. But the story painted a picture with great access of something I've said for years. Aaron's often on his own island, not part of a collective.
Where Colin was right.
Matt Ryan to the Colts. A lot of rumors that